heart of the Jordanian desert, surrounded by an endless sea of sun-scorched rock and sand, stands a city that shouldn't exist. It's a metropolis that wasn't built with bricks and mortar. It was carved, as if by magic, directly from the colossal, rose-red cliffs themselves. For centuries, this impossible city has baffled experts, a silent testament to a lost world of ingenuity. It is called Petra. So how do you build a thriving capital in one of the harshest deserts on Earth? How do you provide water for tens of thousands of people where there literally is none? And how do you carve a temple the height of a 13-story building out of a sheer rock face using tools from 2,000 years ago? For centuries, the city of Petra stood as a monument to a seemingly impossible feat of engineering. But the Nabateans, the mysterious civilization that built it, had secrets. A set of ingenious techniques and lost technologies that allowed them to conquer the desert and create a masterpiece. The question is, how? To even reach Petra is to journey into another world. Your path begins in a narrow, winding canyon called the Seek, a natural geological fault line whose walls tower hundreds of feet above you. The air cools, the sunlight fades, and for over a kilometer, the soaring sandstone walls feel like a sacred passage hiding something incredible from view. They're lined with the remnants of water channels, a subtle clue to the genius that awaits. And then, it happens. The canyon walls part, revealing just a sliver of an impossibly intricate facade, glowing in the sliver of sunlight. As you step out of the darkness, it reveals itself in its full glory. Al-Hazne, the treasury. This is the image that has captured the world's imagination. A structure of breathtaking scale, adorned with columns, carvings, and towering figures. But the true wonder isn't just its beauty. It's the realization that this entire building wasn't constructed. It was subtracted. It was sculpted out of the living rock, a masterpiece of reverse architecture. The columns, which look like they're holding the structure up, support nothing. They are one and the same with the cliff face behind them. But the treasury is just the gatekeeper. Beyond it lies a sprawling city, complete with hundreds more tombs, temples, a massive theater, and public buildings, all hewn from that same rose-red stone. It looks like a fantastical dreamscape, but this was a real, living, breathing metropolis. The question that hangs in the dry desert air isn't just how they carved it, but why they built it here, in this remote, unforgiving wilderness. The answer lies with the people who called this fortress home. The builders of Petra weren't aliens or mythical giants. They were the Nabateans, a once nomadic Arab tribe who settled in the area around the 4th century BC. For centuries, they were masters of the desert, knowing its secrets, its hidden water sources, and its unforgiving nature. But their greatest skill was in commerce. Petra's seemingly impossible location was in fact a stroke of strategic genius. The Nabateans controlled the most lucrative trade routes of the ancient world. They were the middlemen for the enormously valuable trade in frankincense, myrrh, and exotic spices, traveling from the Arabian Peninsula to the wealthy empires of Greece and Rome. Their caravans, laden with fragrant resins worth more than gold, needed a safe, hidden, and well-supplied capital. Petra was that fortress. Carved into the rock, it was virtually impregnable. Tucked away at the nexus of major trade routes, it was the perfect place to tax and protect the flow of wealth.
To build their empire, the Nabateans became more than just traders. They became sedentary, cosmopolitan, and fantastically wealthy. They absorbed architectural styles from the Greeks, Egyptians, and Assyrians, creating a unique cultural fusion seen nowhere else on Earth. But all the wealth in the world couldn't solve their single biggest problem: building a city for around 20,000 people in a place that receives almost no rain. To do that, they'd have to become masters of something far more valuable than incense: water. The ultimate secret to Petra's existence, the technology that made the impossible possible, was its revolutionary water management system. It's an engineering marvel that remains stunning in its complexity to this day. The Nabateans understood that in the desert, rare, violent rainstorms weren't a threat to be feared, but a resource to be harvested. When flash floods tore through the landscape, they were ready. Just outside the main entrance of the Sikh, they built a massive diversion dam and carved a tunnel through solid rock. This brilliant move redirected the torrent of floodwater away from the main city entrance, not only keeping it safe, but also capturing every precious drop for use elsewhere. Everywhere you look in Petra, there are signs of this mastery. They carved intricate channels and aqueducts directly into the sides of the mountains, creating a citywide network. These channels, precisely angled to control flow, guided rainwater towards hundreds of massive cisterns carved deep into the sandstone. These hidden reservoirs, shielded from the sun, could store millions of gallons, ensuring the city had a constant supply through the long, dry months. This system was so advanced that it even included terracotta pipelines and settling basins to filter and purify drinking water. Their engineering was so efficient, it could supply the entire city with water for drinking, bathing, and, remarkably, for pleasure. Petra wasn't just a settlement. It was an artificial oasis, complete with lush gardens, sparkling pools, and fountains, a testament to a people who didn't just survive the desert, but made it bloom. With their survival secured by water, the Nabateans turned to the cliffs themselves. The question of how they carved structures like the treasury has long been a source of debate, with many imagining armies of workers on impossibly tall scaffolding. The reality is both simpler and more brilliant. The secret was to work from the top down. Nabatean masons would begin at the very top of the cliff face, carving footholds and working their way down. This allowed them to create the monument without needing massive timber scaffolding, which was incredibly scarce in the desert. They would chisel out the highest parts of the facade first, like the famous urn of the treasury, and then work their way down,
carving the columns and sculptures as they went. The workers essentially stood on the very rock they were in the process of removing. We can still see the evidence today in the form of chisel marks and small slots cut into the rock face where they anchored their equipment. They used simple but tough iron tools, picks, hammers, and a variety of chisels perfectly suited for the relatively soft sandstone. And their genius extended to stability. In some buildings, they embedded wooden beams within the stone walls, a technique designed to absorb the shock of earthquakes and prevent collapse. This wasn't just construction. It was a conversation with the landscape itself. This kind of ancient ingenuity is a powerful reminder of how much we can achieve with a deep understanding of our environment. We explore these lost technologies and incredible histories every week. If you find these mysteries as fascinating as we do, take a moment to subscribe and join our community of history explorers. For centuries, Petra thrived as a vibrant center of culture and commerce. After its annexation by the Roman Empire in 106 AD, its prosperity continued. But two powerful forces would bring about its downfall. First, the world changed. The Romans shifted the lucrative spice trade from land caravans to sea routes, bypassing Petra entirely. The city's economic lifeblood began to dry up. Then, in 363 AD, a catastrophic earthquake struck. It toppled many of Petra's freestanding structures and, critically, shattered its complex water system. Without its trade and without its water, the city's decline was inevitable. The population slowly dwindled, and by the 7th century, the great city was largely deserted. Its magnificent facades left to the wind and sand. Petra was never truly lost. Local Bedouin tribes knew of its existence, but it vanished from the memory of the Western world for over 1,000 years. Its location became a closely guarded secret. It wasn't until 1812 that a Swiss explorer named Johann Ludwig Burckhardt, disguised as a pilgrim and pretending he wanted to make a sacrifice at a nearby tomb, tricked a local guide into leading him through the Sikh. What he saw that day would electrify the world, and the legend of the lost city of Petra was born. Today, archaeologists continue to peel back the layers of Petra's history. In fact, in discoveries announced in October 2024, excavations directly beneath the treasury unearthed a previously unknown tomb. Inside, they found the complete skeletons of 12 individuals and a collection of artifacts over 2,000 years old. This stunning discovery proves that Petra still has profound secrets to reveal, lying just beneath the feet of its millions of visitors. The city stands not as a monument to magic, but as a triumph of human ingenuity. The Nabateans were brilliant hydraulic engineers, urban planners, and artists who possessed a deep understanding of their environment. They looked at a sheer cliff and saw a temple. They looked at a barren desert and saw a garden. Petra is the ultimate proof that with enough creativity and determination, it is possible to build a masterpiece in the most impossible of places.